Hi.
Correct.
Correct.
Hang on, I'm just waiting for you. Gotta hit the thing on the.
I hit the.
It's good.
Yeah, we're good. We're live. We're live.
I gotta shut it down. Turn the volume down.
Is that too loud or is that good?
Turn it down just a touch.
Just a smidge.
A smidge, please.
Guys, what's going on? Welcome to Lunchtime Live. We are going to be answering your questions today. If you guys need anything from us, please put it in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to ramble about stupid stuff.
Isn't that every live?
That's every live.
Every single live. Would you rather have 2 chicken nuggets or 3 chicken nuggets?
Depends on how hungry I am.
3.
But if I'm just having it as a snack, it's a small snack, then I don't want to be over full if I have 3 nuggets, because then I'm going to feel like I have to eat the 3 nuggets.
You don't have to do anything.
I mean, but if somebody puts 3 nuggets in front of me, I'm going to feel rude if I don't eat all 3 nuggets.
You can't eat 3 nuggets at any given point. That's.
I might have just gone to a buffet and eaten my heart out. And then somebody puts 3 nuggets in front
are
of
like
me.
French fries, bro. You can eat them at any point.
It might be hard.
3 for me.
It might be a 2 for me. It might be a 3.
Just ordered my HPA setup yesterday. Well, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you.
HPA setups are awesome. Yay, I got the notification. Welcome. You've made it.
Let's see.
Um,
When will you be selling the ATI Sub 5 kit in the US? Very good question. We're still going through some trial runs with it. That has gotten a little bit slower because we've gotten so many holiday built in. That is actually the main slowdown on a lot of the R&D stuff we've been working with. ATI has been helping us out with some of the troubleshooting we've been having with it, but outside of that, it should be available at least by the end of the year, if not beginning of January, just because of holiday builds. That's the big slowdown on everything right now. Holiday builds, we've got so many in that all of the time we would normally have for R&D to make sure everything's correct before it goes out, for new stuff anyways, like new products and stuff, it's just been kind of at a halt because of how many online builds requests we've gotten from Black Friday, all the holiday stuff people want before Christmas. We just have a ton of stuff. Terry and Tony are still with their heads down, like,
Help!
they want to die. Thank you
Help.
for making them want to die. But yeah, that's when we'll probably have the ATI
I haven't eaten
up on the website.
Hello, excuse me to disturb you. I allow myself to contact you. I would like to know if the IGO for the Polarstar F2 is compatible with the jack. Technically, yes. They share the same fitting. The reason they are different is the jack, or the F2, requires a partial sheathed line, and the jack does not. So, since the F2 is partially sheathed and you're putting it on a jack, it will work. You just need to make sure that you have a new jack. After, I believe, 2018, there's a date on our website if you look at the IGL page. If you have a 1.0 jack, it will not work. If you have a 1.1 jack, you will be able to swap the IGLs. They just can't go the other way. So you can't put a jack IGL on an F2. You can put an F2 on a jack. But there's that one.
You got any more over there?
Eat them all the nuggets. See? Exactly.
It's situational.
It is not situational.
It's situational.
No. See you guys on the 30th for the night shoot. Can't wait.
You will be seeing him.
I will be there.
And I love the night shoots. If anybody who is an airsoft or even likes real steel, please go to that night shoot. Those guys up at Benjamin Franklin Range have a really, really awesome setup. It's a really fun time. They cook some dogs for everybody. It's pretty chill hangout. If you guys are just want to bring some airsoft guns, just treat them like they're real rifles. Keep them unloaded when you're up there, and they will totally let you run airsoft guns to do some drills with them too. And everybody is very chill about it. They're very open to letting airsoft guns be used as training devices on top of the real steel ones.
Yeah. So once again, there will be a post about that coming up shortly. Probably going to wait. It's the 14th, so probably going to get that going here in a couple of days. And you guys can get more details at Ben Franklin Range on Instagram, and they are in the chat, so you can just click their account if you want to look more right now.
Yeah.
So good stuff. You guys are right up the street. Dope stuff, gents. Thank you.
Yeah, come stop in.
Yeah. Y'all going to Lion Claw's Thunderdome Mall Op? Unfortunately, we are not. Wes, AK Hop preferences, Retro Arms, Lone X, or Combat Union? So I have no experience with Retro Arms. But I use Lonex very, very frequently. The only thing with Lonex that you have to do is sand down the slider arm a little bit. The tolerances are oftentimes way too tight with the plastic on the metal. So just sand it down very, very small amounts until it slides with a little bit of resistance. Obviously, you don't want it to be loose and back off on you. But the resistance is so tight out of the box that you really can't adjust it inside the gun without like a flathead or something. Combat unions are fantastic. They're great hop-ups. They are definitely a superior design over the Lonex. They are just a little bit more finicky when it comes to installing them. And you also need to take apart your gearbox, put your nozzle in that comes with the Combat Union. I've seen exceptional performance out of the Combat Union. And if you can get them to shoot well, they shoot fantastic. But if you're looking for just kind of a very quick, cheap drop-in that does significantly improve performance of your gun, the Lonex is hands down the best bang for your buck AK hop-up on the market, in my opinion. But
yeah, I will say I've had a little bit of experience between the Lonex and the Retro. He has a ton of experience with the Combat Union. I would go with the Lonex over the Retro simply because the tolerances for the Retro are really tight, and they don't always work with every gearbox because they have the weird thing that also the Combat Union has, where it screws into the front screw of a version 3 gearbox.
Yeah, you replace your gearbox screw.
Yeah, and it's really, really tight. You actually have to do a lot of sanding to that.
Oh, you have to file down gearboxes for Combat Unions.
Yeah, so in that regard, I see that as a net negative, whereas the Lonex, it's a very good drop-in. And even the tolerance stuff he's talking about, sometimes I don't even do it because it holds so well, and I'll just take a tool to move the arm back and forth and just leave it set and it's good to go.
Yeah, if you don't mind using like a tool to adjust your hop, but sometimes on the field you want to use your finger. That's why I always recommend just sanding down the little blue piece on the Lonex. But you don't have to. I mean, they work fine out of the box. Just a personal thing that I've done throughout installation of many AK hop-ups.
Yes, you are in the AK land.
I love them. I love working on version 3s. I prefer it over version 2s.
I actually do too. I'll be honest. I really do like version 3s. There's a reason it's the version 3 and not the version 1. But the updates that they did from the version 2, I think holistically are a lot better. Even from an AEG standpoint, not just an HPA standpoint, AEG, the motor cage, I think is one of the biggest upgrades they did from the version 2, and it does a lot to performance.
Yeah. Consistency, reliability.
It's super, super good. I love version 3s.
Yeah.
I actually learned on version 3s.
Yeah. I mean, I built my MP5 first, and it was V2. It was fun. It still works.
Yeah.
Which is great. But then I did my LCT, and I was like, wow, this is I really like this.
So my FAL broke, and then I had to do that, and that's what I kind of like cut my teeth on, was a Classic Army FAL, and then that's a version 3. Then my buddy had a G36. That was the next kind of gun that I worked on because it was also version 3. Then my UMP went down. So like the first real big builds I ever did when I was getting into teching were all version 3s.
Yeah.
And so it was just like
this is just, it's comfortable. It's
yeah.
familiar. Yeah, I get it. I'm playing Fortnite and watching you at the same time.
What are you playing as?
Did you win?
Yeah.
Don't die.
Do you normally win? If you're not winning,
do a Fortnite
you
dance.
should win.
Hey, Xfog is in here.
If he's not playing as the Renegade Raider, he's not an OG.
Yeah.
Just seeing Xfog is in here. If you guys ever experience any fogging on the field,
Xfog.
Xfog is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like genuinely. So give them a look. They are a very hardworking company, and they back their product really, really well. Dusty says, tell us the history of Amped Airsoft. So forged in
the back of a van.
Oh, so many years ago.
Forged off of the raw material of what the heck was the?
I'm trying to think of what those things are called.
The creepy crawlies.
Creepy crawlies.
Forged off of the raw material of creepy crawlies. One man decided to.
Hang on, don't spoil it. I think we should actually do for Christmas. Let's do like a story time in front of a fireplace.
Oh my god!
So just a hint.
I like that.
Yeah.
Just think, back of a van, creepy crawlies, and here we are today.
Yeah.
That's all you get right now.
Yeah, and we will do a full-on campfire or by the fire storybook telling of the history of Amped Airsoft. Thank you, Dusty, for that crazy idea.
Great ideas. Kurt, he can have his kid in the book.
As I was saying.
Yeah. Back when I used to play.
That's fun.
Oh, he'd find that.
He would, because he even says that he wishes he could play more.
He will. Once. We'll get there.
Once that baby's old enough to carry an airsoft gun, he will.
Yeah, once the goggles fit.
Yeah, we'll put the goggles
On the
on
plate
baby.
carrier.
We'll do the kangaroo pouch.
Once that baby can hold a helmet on the time.
Dude,
Once it can handle dual tubes on the neck, you're good.
We'll HPA that like clear body MP9,
Yeah.
and that's what the baby can
Absolutely,
use.
Yeah, I think we're in. I so wish I could, but I live in Montana. Oh.
Funny you should mention Montana. There might be something happening with us in Montana.
I've been to Montana once.
I've been to Glacier National Park, and
Yeah.
it is gorgeous. And
Montana?
I was in Montana for a week, just doing hiking and outdoor stuff. I love Montana from that perspective.
Yeah.
Outside of that, there's like no towns in certain areas. Like you're driving for hours.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. It was really fun though. I enjoyed it. It was a long time ago. Best bucking for a high kappa? Don't they just share GVB buckings?
They do. So in my opinion, the Maple Leaf Autobot, not the Decepticon, the Maple Leaf Autobot is the best one, because the difference between the Decepticon and the Autobot is the Decepticon comes to a fine point. The Autobot comes to like these 2 points that kind of guide the BB a lot better. The reason you would want the Decepticon is you have a longer, more contact patch, which you might get a little bit more range out of, but you get more consistency out of the Autobot. And for a pistol, which is not really trying to shoot at 100 yards, which I mean, you maybe be able to, but you're not trying to, I think consistency is better to go with than trying to get that absolute max range that like snipers go for.
Well, especially considering the play style of a high kappa is probably, putting a constant beam of fire onto one location in a considerably short range, comparatively speaking to a rifle or, like you said, a sniper rifle, where its main goal is sheer range.
Yeah.
So, can you drop an F2 and an LVOA S and just go, or is there extra things to look out for?
Dremeling.
Gearbox dremeling.
Yes. Actually, it's kind of crazy now that we do so much dremeling for Kytheras because of their SEER system. The Crytac, when you have to put any HPA unit into it, what you have to do is you have to Dremel away some of the channeling they made to reinforce the wires so they don't get pinched. Good design for making sure your wires don't break or anything, but when you try and put the trigger board in for a Polar Star or Inferno, you end up having to Dremel away some of that reinforcement. You're not using it anymore, so it doesn't really matter, but it does get in the way of the trigger board. That's the really big one. Also, generally speaking, for nozzle alignment, what you have to do is the front screw of the gearbox, where it goes in on one side of the gearbox, you flip that around to the other side, and then you back it out a little bit so that it adds pressure to the lower receiver to move the nozzle into alignment. Pretty much if you do that every time, it's consistently the same type of nozzle alignment you do on a Crytac every single time. That's the main two things to look out for when you're HPAing a Crytac gearbox. And like I said, I was bringing up the Kythera because the Kythera, you have to do a ton of dremeling on both sides of the gearbox. Nowadays, I look at it like putting an F2 in is nowhere near as much dremeling as if you put a Kythera in.
Your perspective has changed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, definitely not just, unfortunately, not just a drop and go.
Yeah.
Like some engines.
There's two quick things that you need to do if you have a Dremel. It makes it super simple. And then it is drop and go. Most of the time, once you get that nozzle aligned, you're golden on a Crytac, and they shoot phenomenally. They're some of the best guns to HPA if you want to put in the time and effort.
Absolutely. The best things come with a little bit of effort. Yeah. How do you guys feel about high risers for optics?
Oh, I could talk about this for days.
I think if you're passive aiming through night vision, it's very, very useful.
Yes. I think so. I think in Airsoft, high rise for a red dot is also really good because we have such big mass. Now, a lot of people run a two-piece mass system, a low pro face mass on the bottom, or nothing, and so that doesn't matter so much. But if you're running a full face mask, a high rise really does help you get that red dot there. The only thing is you have to account for is your barrel is here, the high rise, instead of it being here where normal red dot would be, is now here. So you need to adjust your aiming for that, and you might need to adjust your zero for where you averagely are shooting people at. I think there's a lot of benefits. I think there's a lot more benefits if you're running night vision,
Yeah.
or there's a lot more benefits to a real rifle over an airsoft gun.
Yeah.
If you're running an airsoft gun and you're not running night vision or full face mask, I would go with a lower set rise on your red dot.
Yeah. American Wilson.
Sup? Sorry I couldn't be down there, but I heard it was an awesome time.
Great event. We will definitely get to talking about the events shortly when we have a break. Usually we do towards the end of the live.
Yeah.
Questions start to slow down. Best hop up for the F2 besides the M4P? Max?
Well, the M4P is the max. It's the
Is that the new thing?
that's the new
Ooh,
max. So
sorry.
the M4P is the max that he's referring to.
I do AK things.
Yeah, I would say outside of the max, I would go with a retro. And Terry's not in here to jump overjoyed that I am saying that, so I can say that. So I would go with the retro because retro is made really well. They're machined really well. The only thing I would say about the retro M4 hop-up design is the wheel is a little stiff, which is why I don't really recommend it a lot because it's a little bit of a buggy thing for me. And it comes with an O-ring to retain the BBs. I don't like that design. I don't put the O-ring on because I honestly think it causes more problems than helps. The only other one I would go with is the Prometheus M4 hop-up, which is a rotary style design. It's made really well. I have no gripes other than it uses some retaining clips that are like a one-time use. If you do screw it up or you need to do maintenance on it, and you need to get new clips to hold those pins in. It's my only gripe. Outside of that, I actually like running that in high-speed builds more than I like running maxes or retros, is the Prometheus.
Promi stuff has always been really good.
Yeah.
They always have quirks with them, but when you get the quirks worked out, it's a very, very good product. But yeah, I agree. Should I get the new Wolverine regulator?
Yes, absolutely. The Storm is awesome. They also partner with us to send our lines with the Storm reg. So if you support that, you support us.
Also, like if you're after a new regulator regardless, it's a great way to, I guess, say it's an upgrade and a replacement.
Yeah.
At the same time. We actually got to talk to Rich about it, and it's a really, really cool design, and the engineering behind it is very impressive. So truthfully, if you're after a new regulator, like there's no reason not to.
Yeah, they even made it a lot smaller now. So it's about the size of the MR, which is also what's coming on the Wraith X, is the new Storm Category 5 regulator. It's definitely worth it. I would say, like I said, it's the exact same size as a Polar Star MR regulator or the micro regulator. And they both perform equally as well. They perform across the board well on different pressure ranges. So I would say it's a very, very good regulator. I got a few over here. Hey, kudos from Brazil. What's up, guys? And then I said I had a follow-up from the ATI Sub 5. Cool. Thanks, man. LOL. Sorry, you're swamped. You guys have any MSRP on the Sub 5 yet? No, but you could probably get very close with what he has on his website. And then ours will be probably very similar to what is on his website. And then just got my Maple Leaf bucking from you guys. Freaking works amazing. The Maple Leafs are our go-to.
Yep, every gun. Every freaking gun.
If I don't have a R-Hop in my gun, I have a Maple Leaf in my gun.
Yeah.
It's one or the other.
I don't even mess with R-Hop anymore. I just go right to Maple Leaf.
I love my R-Hop barrels. I love R-Hop.
Give us the complete history of Pittsburgh Airsoft.
Oh, God.
And then
Eric, why did you...
goes, I'm on the wrong account. I want Christmas story time. You'll get it.
You'll get it.
Fireside stories with Tom and a glass of whiskey.
Yeah. I'll just wear my nice sweater, zip down appropriately. Not too far, but appropriately. And then I'll have a nice glass of whiskey, a cigar, and the book will be opened in front of me, but I won't be holding it. Some other pleb will do that for me, and we'll discuss the story.
Wow. That sounds like the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Dusty said the baby will have duels before me.
Yeah, probably.
More than likely.
His dad sells duels, yes. Or her dad sells duels.
Height over bore.
Height over bore is a thing, but it's more accounted for in real steel than it is in airsoft because of BB flight path stuff. And that's about all I'm going to say because I'm not going to go crazy nerd.
Yeah. Thoughts on the V2 .5 Kythera for SR25 is it worth it?
Yes, absolutely. But only certain SR25s by certain brands take the 2.5. So the SEMAs take the 2.5. Some of the older SR25s take the 2.5. But some of the G&G SR25s actually take the version 2 because it's a modified G2 with a spacer on the back. They don't actually use a 2.5 gearbox. So you have to recognize what brand you're buying. And you can actually go off of our build pages and you can see what we put in each build, and you can use that as kind of like a shopping idea if you're going to do it yourself.
Yeah, perfect. What's the oldest gun you own? Myself, I have a first gen Echo 1 MP5. That's a dope gun. I have parts of a really old gun that I still own. Don't make me sad.
Sad boy hours. I still have my pre-08 Classic Army Scar. It's my favorite gun. I run it all the time still. And then I also picked up a pre-08 Classic Army MP5 as well. I think those are my two oldest guns.
I have the body from my 08 PTW. No, I don't really have anything old then. I have a lot of parts. That's about it.
I'm trying to think if I have anything that's like older than that, but not really. I don't have anything that's like.
I'm rebuilding that gun.
You keep saying that.
I will.
You keep saying that.
I will.
This is like year 4.
No, this is week 2.
You say it every year.
No, this is actually the first time I've said I'll rebuild it. I've said I've wanted.
Yeah, that's true. You said you wanted. Now you're actually thinking about doing it.
Yeah, we'll get there. But that would be my oldest gun.
Yeah.
I still have it. I can't wait to get my HPA system. Thanks a mil amped. Of course, definitely. I hope you enjoy it. Should be a good time. What's appropriate? I feel half a nip is okay. What's up, fellas? What's up, man? Welcome to the live. Thank you for stopping in. I need to order an FCU battery from you guys. We do have them in stock.
Do it now.
Yeah, the sooner you do it, bro, the longer you wait, the holiday orders are going to come steamrolling in.
Yeah.
So
do it now. It's a very cheap battery. Just if you need it, grab it now. Because like he's saying, stock flies off the shelf every holiday, and we're gonna have another big wave. I know, right after Christmas, when everybody has their Christmas money, we're gonna have another big wave of orders coming in. So if you're trying to get something and that you need, grab it now before Christmas hits.
Just got to make sure it's small enough thickness wise. The dimensions of the battery should be on the website.
Yeah.
So it should give you all the dimensions. And if they're not on the website, shoot us an email. We can give you the dimensions. That way you're good.
There should be one of my FCU batteries that I use all the time, unless I was doing testing.
No, it's not.
Tony, toss me your battery.
Huh?
FCU battery. Just so I can kind of show the idea. So these are absolutely tiny. I'm going to hold it on my hand so you can kind of see.
Yeah, it's like this big.
It is super tiny. And like obviously my thumb is subjective point of reference, but like it is about the size of my first knuckle of my thumb, and it's about the thickness of, I don't know, the side of my thumb or something. Just so you guys can see that though. That's about the dimensions, and then you have all these wires here, which if you are okay with soldering and stuff, you can cut them down, but generally speaking, they fit in pretty much anything we can throw in them. The only thing that I have had to modify this battery for is my VSS. So I HPA'd my VSS, and the way that the battery compartment works is it's in the mock suppressor around the barrel.
I have an AS valve.
Yeah, so you know exactly. So what I had to do was I had to just take this sheathing off, and there's 2 cells of this battery, and then you they're folded like this, and then you unfold them like a book, and then they fit there because I need a very, very thin battery to fit in there. That is about the only thing I've ever had an issue fitting this battery in. Outside of that, this thing is so tiny, I've never really had an issue.
Link to the build pages. So I can't do it right this second, but if you shoot a message to the Amped account asking for it, I can send it to you. But you can just go to ampedairsoft.com, and it'll just be HPA guns and then builds, and then it'll show everything we have. What degree on the Maple Leaf Autobot bucking? Depends on the BB weight you're trying to shoot. Yeah,
and also the conditions you're shooting in. Softer bucking for cold weather, you can go harder in hotter weather. And then generally speaking, generally speaking, we always say like a
70 to 75.
yeah, 70, 75 degree is good for most ranges. 70 is the middle range one. 60 if you want to go softer, and then 75 if you want to go to the harder end. Then there's the crazy ranges of the 50, which is super soft, and the 80/85, which is really hard, that we really don't recommend other than in niche cases. Like, I'm playing in Alaska.
Fair.
Yeah.
ETA and tag and pyro.
No update as of right now. When we have an update, we'll give you one.
Do y'all do custom HPA builds if I send in my gun?
Yes, we will, but we put a pause on that right now because of holiday orders. Probably look to email us around end of January, beginning of February, and we can start accepting new ones of custom builds in. There's also kind of a guideline on what we do accept and what we don't accept just based off of build times. So that's also something to consider. And as long as it's all in one piece and it's not like a bunch of different brand parts to try and fit together, because then nozzle alignment is going to be crazy hard, then we definitely can help you with that.
Do you know when you'll bring back the green F2? I don't have an ETA on the green one, but keep your eyes peeled on the website. There's another color inbound. I don't know which one it is yet. It's like I know exactly what color it is. No, but it's dope. A lot of people have been asking for this color to come back, and it is coming back. So keep an eye on the socials.
Or just tune in the live, and sometimes you'll get leaks. But yes, the socials. Go watch all of our socials.
Socials.
I'll give you my socials.
Yeah. So no. Yeah, give me 4 digits of a social.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for showing about the battery. Yeah, man, absolutely. For 3.0s to 3.2 weight, what bucking degree would you recommend I play outdoors? I run a 75.
In what though?
Everything.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I run a 70.
I run a 70 as well.
Yeah,
I think I might bump it up to 75.
I've had no issues.
So think about it this way: the higher FPS too, because there's a lot more energy behind that. The higher the degree you want to go to as well. If you're playing outdoors and you're playing right at like a joule limit, like 1.5 joules, I would say 70 or 75 is good to go with. If you're playing and you're only running about 1 joule, go with a 70 degree. That's about it. That's the best I can say.
What kind of rubber do you recommend for an AOE on an AEG? Well, so Gate has these new cylinder heads that they came out with.
Yeah, that have
the built-in
Sorbo
Sorbo in them, and I've been liking them. They seem to work really well.
They get you very, very close to it.
Almost perfect.
Yeah, if you're trying to go for dead perfect,
you'll need to do custom Sorbo pads.
Yeah, Brill Armory
Yeah.
usually has a really good pre-cut selection of Sorbo padding. If you're trying to grab it from anybody that does pre-cut stuff, go on Brill Armory's page, but they sell out a lot because they're about the only ones that do it.
Yeah, and they're very good. But
yeah,
the Gate ones are awesome if you're looking to replace cylinder head too. So, what is a good upgrade for a Cam 870? Is that just like a shotgun?
Yeah, it's a shotgun. Are you talking about the APS Cam 870, which is like gas powered? If you are, it's not really a lot of upgrades. You might be able to HPA tap that, but outside of that, not really a lot you can do. If it's a spring shotgun, there's really not a lot you're going to do with that.
Yeah.
Like realistically, to open that up and even do maintenance on that is you basically have to split the body in half. Like that's how they disassemble. Like there's a bunch of screws and stuff. It's not worth it.
Yeah. Do you have an F1 body? No. Just the body? No.
Like
the engine?
No O-rings and no solenoid? Or are you talking about the F1, like the Evite custom F1 guns that there's a bunch of? We used to sell a few of those.
We wouldn't just have the body either.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I got a few over here.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you guys know if some HP engines are more prone to mid-cap syndrome than others? Suspecting my old first-gen Redline N7 with a real long nozzle for the VFC Scar H is suffering a bit from it. So let's talk about what mid-cap syndrome is first. For people who don't know, mid-cap syndrome is pretty much when you fully fill a mid-cap and the tension from the BBs lowering, the BB count lowering as you fire more and more, changes the tension as it bends around corners in the magazine. That resistance changes, and so sometimes those BBs don't feed at the same speed as they're winding through the magazine. The best way to eliminate that is A, have a really high spring tension. So Maple Airsoft Supply springs really eliminates that a lot. Have a good quality magazine. We generally recommend EPMs because they're pretty much the gold standard as far as a good magazine goes for an M4. And then as far as an engine selection goes, something that has a lot of tunability. So a dual solenoid system like an F2 can help you adjust for the little bit of inconsistency with mid-cap syndrome and have you tune your engine to overcome the mid-cap syndrome. Other good systems would be an electric system past a 2-solenoid system. So then you would have a Jack or an Inferno would be the next best thing because you still have some tunability there. As far as mechanical systems go, which you're talking about with an N7, you don't have a lot of tunability. If you're looking for a mechanical system that has a lot of tunability, I would go the Kythera route because you do have a metering screw that you can change out, which will adjust the speed of the nozzle, which will allow the BBs to feed up faster. An N7, though, you can kind of cheat it. An N7, when you pull the trigger, the way that valve system works, you pull the trigger, the nozzle comes back, and then it allows the BBs to flow in. And when you release the trigger, it fires. Or actually, sorry, backwards. When you release the trigger, it's a closed bolt system, pull the trigger, it fires the BB, and it pulls back. So it shoots air out, and then it pulls back. Sorry, getting a little confused. Then it comes up, and then the BBs come up, feed in, and then as you release the trigger, that nozzle comes forward, gets ready to fire the next burst of air and BB. So a way to kind of cheat it with an N7 is to hold your finger back for a little bit longer period of time, slow your shots down, and you might actually eliminate that mid-cap syndrome. You might also start incurring double feeding, though, if you're holding it back for too long. So you kind of got to play with it a little bit. Outside of that, though, there's not a lot of tuning other than changing up buckings and the lips on those buckings. The like stiffness of those lifts can help with mid-cap syndrome as well. They can slow it down or speed up the BBs when they're flowing through. It was a little bit into the weeds, but that's kind of the best answer I can give you for that. So I would look at your bucking, and I would look at trying to adjust your N7 out your firing speed to try and help with it.
Yeah, I think that's...
Lube it too. If it's older, clean it out, lube it. That'll help a ton too. Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good, dude. I heard gate pulsers are shipping January 10th.
Possibly.
That's pretty cool.
Once we get them in, we're probably going to have a full review and rundown of them. That's a really hot topic item right now. And
absolutely.
We definitely want to do a full rundown of them for you guys.
I just want to get some rounds through it.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, looking at something out of the package is one thing. And then...
yeah, actually running
the
it for
brakes off
tests
of
and
it
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's cool. I'm excited to see them. Do you have any ones over there?
I have 3 over here, it looks like. I need a housing for an SMC9. Can't find one. Unfortunately, we don't sell just the housing for an SMC9. The best place to go for that is probably going to be Hop Up. Try and find one used. Or what you can do is email us, and we could try and special order one from G&G for you, but it's unlikely that we would be able to get them. But if you email sales@ampedairsoft.com, we can at least shoot an email over them and see if they can help us out.
Yeah.
Any
more sales for Christmas? Black Friday was your...
yeah,
was
the sale before Christmas. There will be... I don't know if we do an after Christmas sale.
Not to my knowledge.
We might do a New Year's sale, but that's up in the air. Sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't.
I'm not 100% sure.
I got another one over here.
Yeah.
I was thinking more of the nozzle. This is continuation of the N7. I was thinking more of the nozzle being pushed up, causing alignment issues. Maybe I got mid-cap syndrome. I have the electronic N7, not the mechanical Milsim version. got it. The electronic version, you might want to play around with the rate of fire settings, even though it's probably not going to directly affect your rate of fire. It will sometimes help slow the nozzle down a little bit, depending on the engine. I don't know if the N7s are that way. It does sometimes help with jacks. It does sometimes help with Infernos, but not always. Turn your rate of fire down, and it will slow down the nozzle in theory with how the programming works. But that's the best I can say for an electronic N7 system.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm pretty caught up over here.
Okay, I got one more over here. Do y'all think a Polar Star UGS can fit on an AK with the F2? Yes, they can. We've done it before. You need a buffer tube.
Adapter.
You need a buffer tube adapter, a buffer tube, and then a M4 style stock.
Well, you don't need a buffer tube. You need the UGS.
Yeah. You need the UGS, which would become a buffer tube.
Right.
Just
don't have 2 buffer tubes.
Yeah. You could.
I mean,
you could definitely do it.
Double tube.
You could
dual tube.
You could dual tube an AK. You could dual tube an AK.
Make the other one your foregrip.
But
you're in.
Outside of that, it's really hard to do it to like a full stock AK like this E&L behind me. There is technically enough room, but it's a really high amount of customization. You need to run the macro line, run a regulator, plus the stock is not really wide enough, so it would look really weird.
Get the drill bit out.
Yeah, that's a lot of customization. Just do a buffer tube setup on an AK. I know it's not fully kosher on a lot of builds, but there are some builds. Yeah.
They're very popular. I like them. Are either of you guys working on a new build, and what is it? Currently, I think my newest endeavor is the Raptor PKP.
What are you doing with that?
Well, I opened it up and I did AOE correction, reshimmed, and cleaned and did a new piston head, cylinder head, and then put it back together. And I need to wait till the bull gear hop-up units come back, and then get a bull gear mag insert, and then an edgy and a maple leaf, and a mega nub, and hopefully it'll be done. But as of now, I mean, it functions.
Tony has a plastic Tommy gun. It's actually right next to you. You want to grab it for me?
Where?
To right in front of those bins, in front of these blue bins here. You see it hanging there? Where happened to my Tommy gun?
Where's the Thompson? Where's the Thompson? Oh.
Ah, yes. Okay, so
Be careful, it's really heavy.
this weighs about 800 pounds, right? I will be very burly carrying this around. No, this weighs like 2 pounds, maybe, because it's fully plastic. This is one of those fully plastic old guns that is like nothing I'd ever recommend to anybody. But it has an actual full gearbox. It's a plastic gearbox. Doesn't matter. Because a UGS/CGS system will fit into here.
For the F2 would weigh more than that.
The F2 will weigh more than this gun. So I'm probably going to put an HPA unit in here, probably a Jack or an Inferno, one of the two. Something cheap, right? I'm going to put something cheap in here that still does full auto, and then I'm going to put a CGS stock in the actual stock. That's what I'm doing to be an idiot. That's going to be my speed soft gun.
Modernized Thompson. Does the mag even come off?
Yeah. It takes a minute. Like you gotta kind of pull on it. Yeah, there you go.
There she goes. Holy smokes.
It has a drum mag, so obviously it's an LMG.
Ooh, ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. So that's what I'm working on. No, realistically, real stuff that I'm working on is probably doing some adjustments to my SCAR for cold weather stuff. And it works a lot worse in cold weather. I'm going to try and tune that up a little bit, try and work on some stuff with that. There's a few AAG stuff that I have at the house that I'm going to probably work on, probably with my GBLS. Might be diving into that a little bit more. But nothing really else other than this crazy kind of idea. This was the most ludicrous idea we've had.
Gotta make sure you grab the super hot barrel.
You do have to grab the super hot barrel. I think I'm gonna put a red dot on the top of it too.
With
And
self tappers.
Yeah, with self tappers. I think I'm gonna drill with the Dremel M-lock slots on the handguard.
I think that's fantastic.
I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
I'm in.
I'll bring that over and we'll just sit in your room and we'll just lay out an M-lock slot and use it as a stencil.
That's fine.
And just M-lock the grip.
You don't gotta tell me. I'm in. Should I go gas for a DMR build or an AG? If those are your two options, AG.
AG or
HPA.
HPA. If you're talking gas like propane or CO2, that's not running not supplied to a HPA unit, no. They definitely run. There's some really cool builds with them. They are finicky as hell. I do not like them. Do an HPA setup on a DMR. If you're doing an AG, you're going to have such high tension springs in there and such wear and tear on those parts. I always say it's better to do an HPA DMR or an HPA LMG. He has a different opinion on the LMG part, and I do respect that because he does have a set build for AG LMGs that works pretty well.
HPA LMGs are better. There's no denying
better.
it. I like the idea of AG LMGs.
Yeah.
That's all.
And a lot of DMRs have such big stocks that you can run a UGS, CGS, Wraith X in them, so you don't have to deal with that hose anymore, and you're shooting so little that you don't have to worry about CO2 consumption or air tank consumption because it's a DMR roll.
And you're probably almost guaranteed to be carrying a sidearm because you have a minimum engagement distance. So if you do run into that situation where you need to swap cartridges, you're already prepped for it. Yeah. That is good. I'm going to do an unboxing video Christmas Day. One of y'all's $250 mystery boxes. Hopefully I get something rad. That'll be cool. Send us a link if you post it online. I'd love to watch it. I bring the Tommy gun into modern day. Rail tech. Dusty says get a Clear Pack 15.
Okay.
Clear Pack 15. The Nerf gun foregrip.
Oh, and the Nerf light, like the attachment, like Nerf light that like is adjustable.
The Nerf red dot.
The Nerf red dot would be good
scope.
too.
Remember on the whatever that
I think
one
I
that
have
was
the
like
scope. I think I still have the scope. Oh god, yes.
That'd be crazy. That'd be cool.
What are we doing this, Tom?
I don't know. Oh, Polestar did tease an AK adapter for the UGS, but that never released.
That did. So yes, they did tease it a while ago. I don't know the status of that. I know they're doing some R&D still with a bunch of different stuff. But
it's always R&D.
Yeah, but I don't know any specific timeline or any release time for that particular adapter for the UGS. Yeah. Send more questions and I shall answer them with the Wesley.
Oh, Logan. Logan has joined.
No, boy.
Hello, Logan. Aren't you in school?
Stay in school.
That'd be a great troll gun. Absolutely.
That's the whole point of it.
I think it'd be sick. That'd be freaking cool. It weighed nothing.
It would weigh absolutely nothing.
You don't have to carry any mags on you because you're on a drum mag. That's a TRP gun.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's going to be my dedicated TRP gun.
I'm about it.
Yeah. I'll pretty much use the same macro line and regulator setup that I used on the Tavor, but I'll just put it in the stock.
Yeah. I think if it's a TRP gun, then it's got to be just a line.
Got to shoot 40 rounds.
Oh,
because you just burn through those cards.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
But
I could literally have like just a chest rig setup of 33 grams. Oh god, yes. I'd just be Tin Man. I'd have it on my arms. Just 33 is all over my body.
Then you'd weigh 800 pounds.
That's fine. Literally for the meme of it.
But the gun's light.
Hey guys, wait up for me.
Yeah,
it wouldn't even be wait up for me. It's like, hey guys, can you hear me in the forest? Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Well, guys, have a great day. Gotta head back to work. Be safe. You too, man. Thanks so much for taking your time out of your day to watch our live.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it. I think it'd be ridiculous.
What
you?
I would. I would do. Oh, I could get hockey pads, and then I could put Velcro on them, and then I could put those like elastic holders. Velcro all of them.
He's
I'll put hockey pads on, That way I have like shoulder blade things. I love this idea.
We lost him.
You never had me.
Yeah, I guess. You got some questions over there, Tom.
Okay.
Let's derail this.
Ever considering renting out guns at events? We have thought about that because we do have the rental system for the nods, which we could very easily apply to rental guns, and rental tanks was something else we thought about doing. The profitability of it and the use of it is a little bit weird, right? And also the maintenance on the back end of it, it would be a little bit weird. I think if we did something like that, it'd probably be an HP8 N7, and then you would rent a tank line reg with an N7, and that would be the way we would do it, because then we could have a high quality build,
Right.
that's really rugged,
Yep.
and do it that way. But in reality, a lot of times when we go to events, a lot of people would rather end up buying a gun, it seems like, that's theirs, and they can, now they have a new gun. They have an excuse to get a new gun, then borrow their buddy's gun, use their backup. Because a lot of times at these events, a lot of people bring backup guns.
Or pay a significant amount towards a new gun.
Yeah.
Just to rent.
So,
Which I get.
yeah.
Say $100 is better than $300.
Yeah.
But just depends on how you look at it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, the idea has definitely come across the table. It's just implementation, and is there a need that we could fill and make it work out enough? Questionable.
It'd be tough.
Yeah.
Tom uses a 2-pound gun and runs a 47 pounds of kit to run it.
Yes. Oh, I can even make a plate carrier. I could get one of the foam plates. I could hollow it out, like in different areas. You know how people do with like the weights? And I could have 33s in there too. And then I would pull the plate out. I pull a 33 out, and then I put the plate back in my carrier, put it in the Tommy gun, while these TRP 12-year-olds are just screaming at me.
Finally. That bag of BBs fell.
Did it?
Yeah.
Who put that there?
It's your boy.
I thought that's what that was.
Yeah, I put it there like 3 days ago, or when I got back.
I saw it. I was like, who put this here?
I was just waiting for it to fall.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
We got another one over here. What are your favorite things to do besides airsoft?
I don't have any other hobbies.
Oh, you totally don't have any other
Don't
hobbies.
yell at me. I like cars. I work on cars. That's and do photography and videography. And trying to think of what else. I'm currently working on a 1985 Toyota Celica Supra and working on a 2001 Toyota 4Runner as well. That needs some love. I got the big brake kit for that sitting at home, and trans cooler and stuff, so I can tow with that.
I too like cars. I am nowhere near as into cars as he is, but I have.
It's not a competition, bro.
No, but you've been doing it a lot longer than I have.
Yeah.
You said it's no competition.
No, I said it's not a competition.
Oh.
But
Like we both enjoy it.
yeah, I definitely enjoy cars as a separate hobby as well. I have a 2003 Mazda Miata NB. I love that car.
It's a fun car.
It is such a fun car. It looks like a shit box, but it runs great. I love driving that car. It's super fun. I haven't done a lot with it yet. There's a lot of.
Sorry,
What are you?
Terry just
What is Terry?
did this slow turn to me. I was just like,
I drive a Ford Edge, so I can't talk shit.
No, but I love the Miata. I love driving it. My other car is I just bought a Toyota Tacoma that him and I just took off-roading. What was that, a month ago at Benjamin Franklin Range? Because that's the other thing. It's an off-road park. They're really cool about that.
it's a very fun off-road park. So like Tom with his Tacoma and my 4Runner, they are for off-roading as well.
Yeah.
And if you guys are looking for a local place to take like side-by-sides and stuff, they do open rides.
Yeah.
Their
They're doing
schedule's
like
posted.
monthly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's the next one? I want to go.
17th. So next weekend.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
We don't have anything that we can do.
Well, no, we don't.
I'm there. I'm there, baby.
So, I mean, that's probably both of our other bigger hobby. I also do like some gaming, but not really. Like I barely do gaming compared to a lot of the guys in the office. There's a lot of more.
More hardcore gamers, bro.
There's a lot of other nerds in here.
I'm not a hardcore gamer. I have a steering wheel set up and everything that I'm trying to get better at running and figuring out the settings for my computer on that to run some better games. That's another thing I'm doing right now. I like backpacking too. I like camping. I think that would be my other bigger hobby is camping.
Hammocking. Hammocking is a hobby.
I just like to get into the most expensive things on planet Earth.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. I really do want to get into more backpacking, more hiking and stuff. We do a lot of night hikes too at the shop. We try and do like a shop night hike here and there. We haven't done one in a while.
It's cold, bro.
Yeah, but it's dark because it's cold.
It still gets dark when it's warm.
The night sky is better than the summer sky.
The night sky is better than the summer sky.
Yeah, the stars change.
The night sky.
Or winter
the night sky.
The winter sky.
I'd rather it be warm.
Is better than the summer sky, in my opinion.
Eric says, "Tell me about it." Eric indulges in Lego. That's his second hobby. He's the Lego king.
More of an addiction than a hobby.
Yeah, it's an addiction. I mean, so is everything we do.
Does going to whiskey bars count as a hobby?
See,
cigar bars.
You're gonna get me on a tangent, bro.
So here's the thing. Oh yes. No, let's go on this tangent. What's a hobby and what's something you enjoy? Like, what's the difference?
Or do they separate?
No, yeah. I'm just joking. I like to give you guys who sit there and sip like your whiskey, like, the flavor of this one really strikes the back of my tongue in a peppermint bourbon taste. I feel like the age of this one was 72 years. Oh, 73. Like, that's how I look at you when you taste this stuff. Like, I don't get it. It's like, it all tastes like alcohol.
Dan, join the live. I'm being attacked.
I'm pissing off other people. I don't knock it. It's just not for me.
Dan, E-House, save me. I'm being attacked.
Don't yell on the mic like that, bro. You're literally gonna someone could be in school like with their volume all the way down and you're gonna get them kicked out of class.
But oh yes, what's a hobby and what's borderline addiction? Thank you, Dusty.
They're the same thing.
They're definitely the same thing.
Yeah. Well, some addictions aren't hobbies.
That's
true.
Some
hobbies are addictions.
That's true.
Well, what if it's a hobby to that person?
An addiction?
I think an addiction becomes.
I don't think
so. There's an addiction that
you never know. You don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on, but statistically, I think if we're getting like the averages. The average person who's addicted to something does not consider it a hobby. I think there's, yeah. I think that, but I see what you're saying. Like, someone could be addicted to something like, yeah, I indulge in this, or like, it's my hobby, but I don't know. But I'm just saying, I feel like most people, there's a separation.
This question went way further than intended.
Fantastic question. I really want to say thank you for this question. It was great. Because no one's ever interested in anything out of Airsoft, which I understand because
it's an Airsoft Live.
Yeah, we work for an Airsoft store. I wouldn't go on hang on, I'm trying to think of something really weird, like something niche.
I don't care if you like drawing pictures. I want to hear about Airsoft stuff.
I wouldn't go to like a horse podcast or something that talks about like horses and riding horses and be like, why the hell aren't they talking about airsoft guns? So like I get it, but I do appreciate it. That's cool to be asked.
Yes, thank you.
Tom, shut your phone off.
It's not my phone. Oh, I guess the company phone that's on my desk is my phone. Yes.
Yeah. You're interrupting the live. Cocaine addiction or cocaine hobby?
Hobby, baby. Hobby.
Yeah, I justify it from a hobby standpoint. Anyway, finally on break and finally playing Airsoft again. Awesome, man. We're glad to have you back in the live. Caught the tail end. Where Floppa? Floppa is here with me forever. He chills right there.
It's a chonk flop.
Every day. My Floppa. If you didn't know, I do have a Floppa tattoo. It was a crazy, ridiculous thing, but he's so cute and he's plump and he's always with me.
Addiction.
Tattoos are an addiction.
No, Floppa.
Oh, Floppas are an addiction.
Addiction.
I love Floppas. I have 2 stuffed floppers and my tattoo. Oh, and I have my you know, like the Pops toys, right? You know, like the different characters that are Pops.
Yeah.
Like the Funko Pops?
Yeah.
Yeah, Funko Pop.
But there's a flopper one from overseas that I bought, and it's still in the mail.
You would like to tell.
This comment, the average male horse, and it just, it just comes off. That was a good one. Hey guys, you good? Yeah, we're here.
I'm alive.
No, we're good. We're
Yeah,
good.
we're actually.
Yeah.
We're cool. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Someone says yo on YouTube.
Hello. Yo.
Yo, what up?
Yo.
What's popping?
Hi.
What's bragging?
I'm bragging.
What's bragging, but yeah. Is that a Kythera in the middle? That is an F2.
That is an F2. Yeah, that's the gold edition F2. There's a Kythera up in the Tavor that you probably can't see on screen
No, you
anymore
can't.
because of the new camera setup. And then F2, Inferno in the MTW, God tier ADG. Oh, that's the oldest thing I have, actually. That is the oldest thing I have.
Probably. Look at it. It's rusting. I love LCTs. They rust. It's great. Sell me this.
$1,000.
What's a reasonable price for this gun, everyone? Say $1. And then Tom will sell it to me.
No, I will not.
Yeah, you will.
No, I will not.
Yes, you will.
No, I will
If
not.
they said $1,000, would you sell it?
I said $1,000. And then Billy will come and kill me.
I can handle it. He ain't that scary. This is a nice toy gun. Though.
It is. That is definitely the oldest one that I have, though, now that I am thinking about it.
That is hot. I have 4 F2s. Hell yeah, brother.
Yes.
A collector. This will make a fine addition to my collection.
Yes.
That's me. I feel like I shouldn't stop till I have 5 AK-105s. Why? Because it's 5.
Are you building them
You
up
need to stop
differently?
at 105.
Yeah, that was the joke that was made this weekend.
Was it really?
Yeah, with one of Donnie's buddies. I forget his name. But yeah, he was like, well, I said that. I want 5 105s. He goes, well, you really should have 105 105s. So new goal unlocked. If I ever
New
own,
debt level unlocked.
no, if I ever own 105 105s, just please put me in a psych ward.
Guys, we got 2 minutes.
How old is this? How old is it?
How old is it? Let me see.
Hang on. There's a date on this.
Yeah, there is a date on it.
1976. I'm just kidding. That's the date of the AK.
Yeah, so this was actually made out of a AK body. This is what LCT used to do this. This is actually made out of a real AK body.
So is it theoretically actually from 1976?
Technically, the body is from 1976. So this actually is from 1976. Internally, this is probably from 2004 or 2002, somewhere around that time. But the body is from 1976.
Wow. What a time to be alive.
Yes.
That is very cool. I do like that gun.
It is such a cool gun.
Yeah, it's a very, very cool gun.
Thank you, Billy.
Yeah, Billy, I thought we were friends.
Thank you, Billy.
Tom has not. It hasn't left the office.
No, it has. No, it has.
No, you haven't.
It's my SEMA. I've given it to Connor to run on multiple different arms.
I've never seen him use it. That is cap. That is absolute, like... Did you just hit me with a BB?
Do you not call your hit?
No.
You heard it
why
here.
are you just
Amp
being a
West
bully all of
does
a
not
sudden?
call his hits. Also, 1 minute remaining.
Why are you so mean to me?
I'm not mean to you.
Tony's
I'm
a
back
bully.
from break. No more watching the live from math class.
Tony, I love
Yay.
you.
I love you.
I love you.
Guys, we got 1 minute left. I think we're going to end it there. This was an awesome live.
Very
you
fun.
you
Thank
guys
for your good
were
questions.
awesome this entire live. We will see you next week at 1 o'clock for the lunchtime live. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Love you all. See you next week.